Good morning, traders. Hope you guys are all having a great morning. What a day it was on SPY yesterday. We ended up closing just below 437. Pretty critical level, but today we're just going to be doing our normal price action review. First, I'm going to be going over the foreign markets, what I'm watching on there, how I'm going to be using that to dictate what I expect on SPY. And then I'm going to be going over the pre-market levels on the big movers, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, all of them, and then I'm going to be going over my positions as well. Without further ado, let's get right on into it. Also, if you guys appreciate the content, please like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. If you guys have any suggestions on a way I can improve or something I could be doing better, please leave a comment. It would be greatly appreciated as well. So, over here we got the German DAX. So, the big level that I was watching on the German DAX was that 15,200 level. We rejected it a couple of days ago, starting to make a push down lower. Now, the big thing to watch is I'd look for, let me fix the chart view on this. There we go. So, the big thing I would watch for is a gap fill at this level. So, the close of this candle was what? 14,923. There we go. So, I'm going to put that into orange because it's going to be level to watch. So watch a gap fill on the DAX on that. If we fill that and then push up, we can get another push to 15,200. And if we break that down, then they'll open up the floodgates to 15,600. Keep in mind, I drew these out on the weekly, so there's a little bit more confluence behind them. And if we break down 14,922, then expect to push down to 14,600. This level at 14,700 is a pretty decent level. I was debating about putting it in, but there's a lot more confluence around 14,600. So that's the reason I did that. On the Hang Seng Index, we got a rejection of 18,000. So we're starting to make a steady push down today. We closed lower. What did we close at today? We ended up closing at 17,568. So it looks like that we're making a push down to 17,000. If we can hold up 17,000, we might just stay within this range between 17,000 and 18,000 for the next couple of weeks. Until we get a breakout, I'm not really looking for anything of significant on the Hang Seng Index. So that's what I'm watching there. And then the FTSE 100, this 7,300 level is going to be a critical level to watch on the FTSE. If we end up breaking the 7,300, if we flip to the weekly, that would be a major move in a breakout zone for the FTSE 100 because you would get a push down all the way down to 7,000, then 6,800, and so on. But that's going to be a critical level to watch. As you can see, we've just been going back and forth between these levels. So what I would watch for on the FTSE 100 is to see if how we close the day out. So if we close this day kind of like how it's looking right now, then to be honest, I would expect, you could say that's a flag, but I would expect some further downside, in my opinion, on the FTSE 100, just considering the way that it's been going. It's when it comes to this area, it typically continues to go down. Now, you do have a support right here, but it kind of broke that down a few days ago, and it was treated as resistance. So I expect to move down to 7,300. And then we're going to be going over to the big movers in the S&P. So Tesla pre-market, let's see how they're moving. So pre-market, we're saying relatively flat. Market, it seems like you really can't tell the direction, but I would say watching move to 226. If we hit 226 and reject it, then I would not be shocked if we get a push back down to 217 today. And then if we end up pushing down to 217 and we get a bounce upwards of the 217, watch 226. If we break down 226, then watch 235 and 243. If we end up breaking down 217, then watch move down to 205. I don't expect to move down to 205 or 235 today. I'm just saying in general that it would be levels I would be watching if those levels broke down. Next is going to be Apple. So the big level to watch on Apple. I mean, these are two levels I was watching as a level of interest, but it's going to be that 181.55 if we flip to the daily chart. So that level was an interesting level on this trend line last week. not last week. That was a major resistance there. So 180, 155, if we can hold that up as a support level, then you can get a push up to 190. If you reject 180, 185, then expect 180 and 179. Now I drew out this head and shoulders pattern. So far, I would say it's invalid. So we'll just take that off. We broke out of this flag pattern possibly, so just keep in mind that we might get some retracement down to the trend line to push up further. So that's what I'm watching on Apple. Next is going to be Microsoft. So the big thing on Microsoft is going to be if we can end up pulling up 360 as a support level, then you can expect to push up to 366. And obviously, if you get past 366.78, that's going to be all-time highs for Microsoft. I would not be shocked to get some consolidation between 360 and 351 before then. That's just what I expect. But if you do reject 360, then expect to move down to 351. Pre-market, see what we're doing. So we're treating it as support. So this could be a very big catalyst to a push up higher to 366 possibly. So this would be a big thing if we end up pulling that 360 support. So this will be interesting to watch on Microsoft. Next one that we're going to be going over is going to be NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, the big level I'm going to be watching is going to be 468 today. Let's see how we're doing pre-market. Yeah, so 468, it seems like the NVIDIA wants to push up to there. If we reject 468, then you can expect a move back down in the next coming days down to 405. Now, I don't expect it to be all in one move, but obviously within the next couple of weeks, you're going to get a move down to 405. If you break 468, watch 500. And if you treat, especially if you treat 468 as support, then expect 500. If we reject 468, expect 405. And if you break 405, well, I highly doubt that's going to happen, but watch 355. 335, I meant. Next thing I'm going to be watching is going to be SPY. So the big thing on SPY is going to be this 437 level. If we can break 437 down and treat it as support, then that'll open up the floodgates to 440 and possibly higher, and I'll draw out more levels after that. Let's see where we're trading pre-market. So pre-market, we're rejecting 437 still. It looks like it's consolidating for a possible push upwards. That's just what I think. 437, I'm debating about 437 or 438 to be a break of structure at this level, because if we break down 438, as you can see here, 438 is also a major level, but 437 has a lot more confluence than 437. So what I'm going to do is I might just put 438 in red just as an area to watch, because it is a good reject area. So we'll just do that for now. Put that into red. So watch at 438 level. If you end up rejecting 438, watch move to 437. If we reject 437, watch move down to 434. We might continue to continue to trade in this range, and 434 would be the end of that range. So let's highlight that. 434. We'll put that in white. So that's going to be the break of structure that I'm looking for. If we reject 437, that'll definitely confirm the top of the range right there. As I was saying yesterday, 436 was going to be a big level. We broke 436, made a push up higher. So 436 might be treated as a support level, but that's what I'm going to be watching at least on SPY. And my other position that I have is going to be McDonald's. So McDonald's, the big thing to watch on them is going to be see if we can get a push up to 271.30. I don't expect that to happen today, but if we do, great. But I would really see if we can end up pulling up 264 as a support. In terms of news for today, what I'm going to be watching is I'm pretty sure there's going to be some volatility when Powell starts making his opening remarks at 9:15, so that's just something to keep in mind. Personally, I'm not trading until 10 o'clock, and if it really gets crazy out there, I'll just wait till a little bit later. But anyways, traders, good luck.